Like a common meme on Twitter, it's easy to become numb when you see the word roguelite in the description of a game on the Nintendo Wii Shop. Hundreds of variations on the genre are available, so standing out from the crowd is important. One way to get the attention of a Nintendo owner is to use retro 8-bit style graphics. Another is to base the gameplay from a Mad Max movie. Convoy does both reasonably well, and although it may not be as exciting as Fury Road, it's still a decent addition to the roguelite lineup. The premise of Convoy is that the spaceship you're currently traveling on has flown into the path of a solar flare and needs to make emergency repairs on the nearby planet of Olmec Prime. Unfortunately for the crew, they don't have the necessary parts to make the repairs and are forced to explore the planet in the hopes of finding suitable replacements. Thankfully, Olmec Prime is a post-apocalyptic hellscape with parts littered across its landscape, just waiting to be scavenged. Somehow the captain has some inside knowledge of the location of the parts, and with the assistance of a map, sets you off to track the parts to escape the planet. This kicks off the first phase of gameplay, exploring an overworld from a bird's eye view of the map. Points of interest are labeled with a yellow marker, and the general direction and distance to each of the 4 mechanical parts is provided. Once an area has been reached, a text-based exchange explains the situation and provides options for responses with consequences based on those answers. The text exchange feels much like a choose-your-own-adventure novel, with some humorous scenarios to work through. The speed at which you travel is dependent upon the terrain. Roads are the quickest way to travel, but sometimes it can be worth scaling up a steep hill just a little bit slower so that you can get a more direct route. Strategic exploration is required, as 3 competing factions are all vying for control of Olmec Prime, and they are a constant nuisance. Traversing into their territories is a required risk, and often you find yourself in the middle of their conflicts. When it does come time to defend yourself, the battles take place in a Fury Road style battle. Souped up cars with weapons attached go head to head as you attempt to defend your convoy from enemies looking for new scrap to pillage. The main vehicle with the supplies remains in the center of the screen, while the smaller cars and enemies will jostle back and forth in an attempt to either blow each other away or push an enemy into an obstacle. Control of the cars is swapped with the L and R buttons, and positioning of allies or the targeting opponents is selected by moving the cursor with the left stick. The use of the stick as a replacement for a mouse isn't as cumbersome as it could be, thanks to a grid system that makes it quick to move around the screen. However, it's still not a great implementation, as controls still feel loose and responses seem delayed. The lack of touchscreen controls is unfortunate, since the gameplay of Convoy seems perfectly suited to take advantage of the Switch touchscreen. Lack of touchscreen controls aside, Convoy is still a title that feels home on the Switch. The retro-era style of graphics and gameplay that's best enjoyed in short bursts is a good fit for the mobile platform. It may not be as exciting as a flame-throwing guitarist chasing down folks escaping from a post-apocalyptic dictator, but it's still a refreshing take on a genre looking for a new lease on life. Thank you very much for watching our review on The Thirsty Mage. If you enjoyed this review, please make sure to like and subscribe below. And make sure to head over to thethirstymage.com for additional news and reviews and video game coverage.